What if I told you that right now, someone is signing papers for a car that'll lose 70% of its value before their first loan payment is even due? The automotive market is about to experience its biggest crash since 2008, and these 12 cars are leading the collapse. I've analyzed depreciation data, maintenance nightmares, and market trends that car dealers pray you'll never discover. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which cars to avoid like the plague. And trust me, number one on this list, it's currently sitting in millions of driveways across America, owned by people who think they made a smart investment. Number 12. Jeep Grand Wagoneer. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer at number 12 proves that nostalgia can't save bad engineering. This $90,000 luxury SUV loses 45% of its value in just 2 years. But that's actually the good news. The bad news? Owners are reporting catastrophic engine failures at just 30,000 miles. The 6.4-liter V8 has documented camshaft problems that cost $12,000 to fix, on a vehicle that's already hemorrhaging value faster than a punctured fuel tank. But wait, it gets worse. The electronic gremlins affecting everything from the power liftgate to the premium Macintosh audio system turn this American dream into an American nightmare. The air suspension, which Jeep proudly advertises as best in class, consistently fails after 50,000 miles, requiring an $8,000 replacement. The transmission has been known to slip and shudder, especially in the 8-speed automatic versions. One owner described it perfectly. It's like burning money, except burning money would at least keep you warm. The infotainment system, despite multiple software updates, still crashes regularly, leaving drivers without navigation, climate control, or even basic radio functions. When you combine the $2,300 annual maintenance costs with insurance premiums that rival small mortgage payments, you're looking at a vehicle that costs more to own for 3 years than most people's entire college education. Jeep's attempt to compete with Cadillac and Lincoln has resulted in a vehicle that combines the worst of American excess with none of the reliability. Number 11. Genesis G90. The Genesis G90 represents Korea's ambitious attempt at luxury that nobody asked for. Despite excellent build quality, this $88,000 sedan depreciates faster than ice cream melts in Phoenix. 3-year-old models are selling for under $35,000, representing a 60% value apocalypse. The problem isn't quality, it's perception. Luxury buyers want heritage, and Genesis has about as much heritage as a pop-up restaurant. The 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 requires premium fuel and delivers mediocre efficiency at just 17 miles per gallon city. While the engine itself is relatively reliable, the surrounding systems are a different story. The air suspension system, borrowed from parent company Hyundai, starts failing at 40,000 miles, with each corner costing $2,500 to replace. The radar-guided cruise control malfunctions frequently, phantom braking on empty highways and creating dangerous situations. The much-touted Lexicon sound system develops rattles and speaker failures that destroy the premium experience Genesis promises. Dealers can't move these cars, and when they do, it's at losses that would make a Vegas gambler cry. The warranty, while generous on paper at 10 years, 100,000 miles, becomes useless when you realize Genesis dealers are as rare as honest politicians. Many owners report driving over 100 miles just for basic service. The digital instrument cluster has been known to go completely black while driving, a $3,000 fix that's becoming increasingly common. This combination of rapid depreciation, expensive repairs, and limited dealer support makes the G90 a guaranteed path to automotive bankruptcy. Number 10. Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. At number 10, the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio is Italian passion meets financial depression. This $80,000 performance sedan loses value faster than its Ferrari-derived engine burns through timing belts. Speaking of which, that timing belt service? It's required every 4 years and costs $5,000. Miss it by even a month, and you're looking at a grenaded engine that costs more to replace than the car is worth. The 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6 produces an impressive 505 horsepower, but it's about as reliable as weather predictions. The infotainment system crashes more often than a teenage driver, requiring constant reboots mid-journey. The carbon fiber driveshaft, while lightweight and sporty, develops stress cracks that cost $7,000 to replace. Finding a mechanic who'll even touch it is like finding a unicorn that speaks Italian. The electronic differential fails regularly at around 25,000 miles, a $4,500 repair that's becoming so common, forums have dedicated threads just for this issue. Paint quality issues plague these vehicles, with the trademark Rosso Competizione red fading and chipping within the first year. The adaptive dampers lose their ability to adapt, leaving you with either bone-jarring stiffness or wallowing softness, but never the promised perfect balance. Insurance companies have started refusing to cover these vehicles in some states due to the astronomical repair costs. One frustrated owner said, "I've spent more time at the dealer than in my own garage, and my dealer is 45 minutes away." Hey SUV detective family, if you're finding value in exposing these automotive disasters, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because your favorite SUV detective is here to save your wallet from these four-wheeled nightmares. Number 9. Jaguar XJ. The Jaguar XJ. At number 9 is British sophistication wrapped in financial suicide. These aluminum-bodied luxury sedans are depreciating so fast that $100,000 models from 2021 now trade for under $38,000. The supercharged V8 engine drinks fuel like a college freshman at a frat party, averaging just 15 miles per gallon in real-world driving. But fuel costs are nothing compared to the repair bills. The aluminum body, while lightweight, is incredibly expensive to repair after even minor accidents. A simple fender bender that would cost $2,000 on a normal car becomes an $8,000 insurance claim on the XJ. The air suspension system, a common theme among these worthless wonders, fails predictably at 60,000 miles. Unlike other brands where you might limp along with a failed corner, Jaguar's system often fails catastrophically, dropping the car onto its bump stops and making it undrivable. The repair? $12,000 for the complete system replacement. The touchscreen infotainment system, already outdated when new, now feels like using a flip phone at an iPhone convention. Software updates stopped years ago, leaving owners stuck with glitchy, slow interfaces that randomly reset while driving. The supercharger itself requires rebuilding at around 70,000 miles, a $6,000 service that many owners discover only after catastrophic failure. Electrical gremlins haunt these cars worse than a Victorian ghost story, with problems ranging from windows that won't close to engines that won't start. Number 8. Lincoln Aviator. The Lincoln Aviator lands at number 8, proving that even Ford can't save Lincoln from itself. This $78,000 SUV depreciates faster than you can say Matthew McConaughey commercial. 2-year-old models are already worth under $40,000, and that's if you can find someone willing to buy it. The twin-turbocharged 3.0-liter V6 sounds impressive until you realize it's paired with a transmission that shifts like it's solving calculus problems. The 10-speed automatic hunts for gears constantly, never quite deciding what ratio it wants. Owners report transmission failures as early as 20,000 miles, with replacements costing $7,500. The hybrid version is even worse, with battery problems appearing at 30,000 miles and replacement costs exceeding $15,000. The much-advertised phone as a key feature works about as well as a chocolate teapot, leaving owners locked out of their own vehicles. The adaptive suspension, which Lincoln calls air glide, should be called air fail. It develops leaks faster than political scandals develop in Washington. The $3,000 head-up display option projects information onto a piece of plastic that vibrates and rattles over any road imperfection. Interior quality, despite the premium materials, shows wear patterns within months. The piano black trim scratches if you look at it wrong, and the genuine wood develops cracks from temperature changes. Service costs average $1,800 annually, and that's before anything major breaks. When it does, you better hope your local Lincoln dealer hasn't closed. They're disappearing faster than the Aviator's resale value. Number 7. BMW i8. At number 7, the BMW i8 represents the death of yesterday's tomorrow. This $150,000 hybrid sports car is now worth less than a well-equipped Honda Accord at around $45,000. The futuristic butterfly doors that once turned heads now just remind everyone you bought last decade's technology at this decade's prices. The plug-in hybrid system combines a 1.5-liter three-cylinder with electric motors, producing a combined 369 horsepower. Sounds exotic, right? Wrong. It sounds like an angry lawnmower mated with a vacuum cleaner. The battery pack, with its measly 20-mile electric range, degrades faster than celebrity marriages. Replacement cost? $34,000, more than the car's current value. The carbon fiber body looks spectacular, but costs a fortune to repair. A minor parking lot scrape that would cost $500 on a normal car becomes a $5,000 carbon fiber specialist job. The butterfly doors, while Instagram-worthy, have motors that fail regularly, trapping occupants inside or preventing them from entering. Each door motor costs $4,000 to replace. The infotainment system runs on software so old it makes Windows 95 look cutting edge. BMW stopped supporting it years ago, leaving owners with an expensive paperweight on wheels. The exotic looks attract attention, but not the good kind. It's the attention of people wondering why you're driving a discontinued concept car. Insurance companies treat it like the exotic it pretends to be, with annual premiums exceeding $4,000 for most drivers. Number 6. Maserati Quattroporte. The Maserati Quattroporte at number 6 proves that Italian luxury and financial responsibility have never met. This $110,000 executive sedan loses 65% of its value in just 3 years. Current market values for 2021 models hover around $38,000, making it one of the worst automotive investments possible. The twin-turbo V6 or V8 engines produce gorgeous sounds but ugly repair bills. The infamous Maserati reliability means you'll hear that beautiful exhaust note primarily from the service loaner while your car sits in the shop. Cam variator failures occur at 40,000 miles, costing $7,000 to fix. The ZF automatic transmission, shared with other FCA products, somehow manages to be worse in the Maserati, requiring rebuilds at 50,000 miles for $8,500. The air suspension, yes, again with the air suspension, fails so predictably that some owners preemptively replace it with aftermarket coil springs just to avoid the inevitable $10,000 repair bill. The leather, supposedly hand-stitched by Italian artisans, wears and tears faster than paper. Door handles, simple door handles, break regularly because they're unnecessarily complex electronic units that cost $800 each to replace. The depreciation is so severe that it's cheaper to lease a brand new Quattroporte than to buy a 3-year-old one and absorb the remaining depreciation. One owner summed it up: "I loved everything about this car except owning it." If you've made it this far in the video, I'm pretty sure you've already subscribed to SUV Detective. But if you haven't, do it now, because there's even more explosive content coming up. Number 5. Audi Q8. Landing at number 5, the Audi Q8 represents German over-engineering meeting American-style depreciation. This $85,000 SUV loses 55% of its value in 3 years, with 2021 models now worth barely $38,000. But depreciation is just the appetizer in this full-course meal of financial destruction. The mild hybrid V6 system is anything but mild when it breaks. The 48-volt electrical system that powers the mild hybrid fails regularly after 30,000 miles, requiring a $5,000 replacement that Audi considers normal wear. The turbocharged engine suffers from excessive oil consumption, burning through a quart every 800 miles. Audi claims this is within spec, which is corporate speak for "we know it's broken, but won't fix it." The virtual cockpit digital dashboard, Audi's pride and joy, develops dead pixels and complete failures at around 40,000 miles. Replacement cost? $4,500 for what's essentially a computer monitor. The air suspension, because of course there's air suspension, doesn't just fail, it fails spectacularly, dropping one corner while raising another, leaving your Q8 looking like a dog lifting its leg. The Quattro all-wheel drive system, despite being Audi's calling card, suffers from differential failures that cost $6,000 to repair. The panoramic sunroof, spanning nearly the entire roof, develops stress cracks from normal driving, with replacement running $8,000. When you factor in $2,500 annual maintenance costs and insurance premiums that would make a Ferrari owner wince, the Q8 becomes a money pit disguised as a premium SUV. Number 4. Range Rover Evoque. At number 4, the Range Rover Evoque proves that making a Range Rover smaller doesn't make it more reliable. It just concentrates the problems. This $65,000 compact luxury SUV depreciates faster than a smartphone, losing 60% in 3 years. 2021 models now struggle to fetch $26,000. The 2.0-liter turbocharged engine combines inadequate power with excessive complications. The 9-speed automatic transmission shifts with all the smoothness of a cement mixer, requiring software updates that never quite fix the problem and eventual replacement at 45,000 miles for $5,500. But the real nightmare is the electronics. The Evoque has more control modules than a space shuttle, and they all seem programmed to fail simultaneously. The terrain response system stops responding, the touchscreen develops amnesia, and the keyless entry becomes keyless imprisonment. Water ingress, yes, a British car that can't handle rain, affects the electronics, causing everything from warning light Christmas trees to complete electrical failure. The panoramic roof, because apparently everyone needs a panoramic roof now, leaks with the reliability of Old Faithful, destroying the headliner and electronics below. Repair involves replacing the entire roof assembly for $6,000. The Ingenium engine lives up to its name by ingeniously finding new ways to brake, with timing chain problems at 40,000 miles costing $4,000 to fix. Insurance companies have started tracking Evoque claims separately because they're so frequent and expensive. Number 3. Infiniti QX55. Bronze medal for bankruptcy goes to the Infiniti QX55, a crossover so forgettable that even Infiniti dealers struggle to remember it exists. This $58,000 exercise in mediocrity loses 58% of its value in just 2 years, with 2022 models now worth under $24,000. The variable compression 2.0-liter turbo engine seemed revolutionary on paper, but proves disastrous in reality. This complex system has more moving parts than a Swiss watch and the reliability of a chocolate fireguard. When it fails, not if, when, at around 35,000 miles, you're looking at an $8,000 engine replacement because no one can actually fix it. The CVT transmission whines like a tortured soul and fails with the predictability of sunrise, usually at 40,000 miles for a $5,500 replacement. The ProPilot Assist system assists primarily in causing accidents, with phantom braking and lane keeping that tries to steer you into barriers. The leatherette seating material, Infiniti's fancy word for vinyl, cracks and peels within the first year, making the interior look like it survived a nuclear blast. The infotainment system runs on software apparently coded by interns, with response times measured in geological epochs. Parts availability is becoming an issue as Infiniti retreats from markets faster than their cars depreciate. Dealers are dropping the franchise, leaving owners stranded with warranties that are worthless when the nearest dealer is 200 miles away. The QX55 represents everything wrong with badge engineering. It's a Nissan with delusions of grandeur and a price tag that makes even optimists cry. Number 2. Mercedes-Benz GLE Coupe. The silver medal of shame goes to the Mercedes-Benz GLE Coupe, a vehicle that answers a question nobody asked. What if we made an SUV worse at everything? This $95,000 mistake loses 62% of its value in 3 years, with 2021 models now worth around $36,000. The sloped roofline that gives it that coupe profile also gives rear passengers claustrophobia and reduces cargo space to compact car levels. The inline-6 turbo engine with EQ boost sounds efficient until you realize the 48-volt mild hybrid system fails faster than New Year's resolutions, costing $6,000 to replace at 30,000 miles. The e-active body control suspension is so complex that Mercedes technicians need special training just to diagnose it. When it fails, typically at 40,000 miles, you're looking at $15,000 to replace the entire system. The MBUX infotainment system requires you to say "Hey Mercedes" for voice commands, which works about as well as yelling at your TV. The system crashes regularly, requiring dealer visits just to reset it. The panoramic sunroof, because Mercedes insists on putting glass everywhere, develops stress cracks from the flexing caused by that swoopy roofline. Replacement? $9,000. The interior, despite the premium materials, shows wear patterns within months. The piano black trim scratches if you breathe on it, the ambient lighting fails LED by LED, and the augmented reality navigation shows you turns that don't exist while missing ones that do. Fuel economy barely cracks 18 miles per gallon despite all the hybrid technology, meaning you're burning money at the pump while watching your investment crater in the driveway. Number 1. Tesla Model X. Taking the crown as the absolute worst car investment heading into 2026, the Tesla Model X represents everything wrong with early adopter syndrome multiplied by Elon Musk's Twitter account. A 2021 Model X that cost $120,000 new is now worth under $45,000, a staggering 63% depreciation in 3 years. Those falcon wing doors that seemed so futuristic? They're now a $10,000 repair waiting to happen when the sensors fail and the door either won't open or worse, won't close. The mechanism is so complex that some owners have been trapped inside their own cars. The main screen, literally the only way to control anything in the car, fails with disturbing regularity, leaving drivers unable to adjust climate, see their speed, or even use turn signals. Replacement costs $2,500 and requires weeks of waiting for parts. But the real financial nuclear bomb is battery degradation. Tesla's battery warranty is filled with more loopholes than Swiss cheese. Normal degradation isn't covered, and many Model X owners report 30% range loss by 60,000 miles. Battery replacement outside warranty, $26,000, more than half the car's current value. The self-driving capability you paid $12,000 for? It still doesn't work properly and never will. Tesla's constant price cuts mean your Model X loses value every time Elon decides to boost quarterly numbers. Software updates that promise improvements often make things worse, with numerous reports of reduced range and features disappearing overnight. Panel gaps that were within spec when new become canyons as the aluminum body settles. The yoke steering wheel on newer models isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous, making emergency maneuvers nearly impossible. Insurance companies are starting to total Model X's for minor accidents because the aluminum body and complex sensors make repairs impossibly expensive. These 12 cars represent over $1 million in original purchase prices that will be worth less than $400,000 by 2026. That's $600,000 in value that simply evaporates. Enough money to buy a house in most of America. The common themes: overcomplicated technology, air suspensions that inevitably fail, luxury brands that can't hold value, and early electric vehicles that age like milk in the sun. If you've watched till here, you've probably already subscribed to SUV Detective. If not, do it now. And definitely check out my next video, Most Reliable Luxury Cars Worth Owning After Warranty, where I reveal the luxury cars that'll make you feel like a proud owner even after warranty, not drag you to bankruptcy court. Your SUV detective has done all the research, so you don't have to learn the expensive way.